Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Russian cast, and today we're having a look at a game played on the Korean server. It is going to be Gumayushi on that Ziggs, and I think that Ziggs currently definitely very possible to pop up in the LCK. Does have synergy with what T1 drafts and picks as well. There were some games, specifically the game where we drafted Jin as T1. I think that was Hammer Live. I would have preferred a Ziggs literally the same, although Ziggs would have been much better there. In that spot, allows you to deal much more damage to a Sion. Sion has to itemize for it just a little bit. Allows you for much more zone control. A little bit of a kind of description of it is we drafted a Maokai, and then we had a Rakan Jin filled in by the mid lane Jace, so kind of creating like a poke composition with it. And then the Jax for Zeus. Excuse any background noises, but in that spot I would have loved something like the Ziggs, because they were going up against a... Ooh, let me tell you, what was it? I think it was a Aphelios, pretty sure, right? And Ziggs pretty nasty against the Aphelios, is able to cancel him, able to bop him, able to E him, able to R him. The Ziggs are super powerful at securing objectives as well. Works very great with Maokai ultimate, something that is very important. Also reasonably good against Ahri if you don't have to lane against it. It's actually not too bad. Yeah, we're hitting some damage here. Starting it off, of course. Ziggs not the classic AD carry, so it's always a little bit of a interesting subject to see which AD carry is actually capable of piloting these, you know, not classical AD carry picks. Guma very good at playing all kinds of different stuff. We remember the Cho'Gath Senna where Gumayushi played Cho'Gath. And actually hit some nasty Qs. Was that last season? I think that was last season when they had all those preset plays, and was a very good one. It's here. We are falling behind in CS. We're falling behind in lane pressure as well as, of course, the Kai'Sa. Kalista needs to be ahead a good 500 to 1000 gold here in order to be able to deal with this during the mid game. Absolutely detest Pyke when you can have something like a Pantheon, but it is what it is. As yeah, the level 6 for the Kalista is going to be very scary, but then again, Ryan, it's the same situation once again. See, ooh, Pantheon taking a lot of damage. The Ignite is dropped. Unfortunately, not quite enough damage here. The flash for the flash. Hooking back the Elise. We're gonna E out. It's all good. We're all safe. But Gumayushi expending a lot of mana here, is definitely running low. Does have the teleport to his advantage. I'm curious why he didn't just teleport here. But we're gonna see. Seems like he is planning to regenerate some mana through Doran's ring here. Maybe the cookies. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that you're going to get your last chapter here. So I think just being full mana here could have been pretty good. Otherwise now, if we die, we're still in a pretty good spot. Pantheon will go down here. That one is pretty much guaranteed. But so far, Gumayushi does go down. Is able to teleport back in, but he will still lose a bit of minions. We are getting the tier. We're getting the amplifying tome here. As we're actually teleporting into the mid lane here. Yeah, of course. I didn't fully realize, but yeah, the Rise teleported in there. Of course, teleport animation still broken. The Ryze teleported in there, and so we are switching it out now. Ziggs in the mid lane, Ryze in the bot lane. Not expecting... Ooh, very good. Yeah, very good cancel already. Spending a bit of mana already, but... Oh yeah, Pyke. Gotta be a little bit careful with this one, as the Elise in the proximity. But we're finding massive damage onto the enemy all-in support, which is very, very good for us, of course. Allows us to play this lane out much safer, as now we are actually looking for a plating here, as it would seem. Now, we would want to rotate here. Ryze doesn't want to spend too much time facing off against Kalista, as the Pantheon, fresh out of potions here, probably going to want to recall. Not sure if he has the time, though, as Kalista's wave is shoving in. Ziggs, not the highest kill pressure together with the Pyke. But then again, red buff Pyke, actually kind of scary. But should still be playable for the Kalista. Pyke will now be pressured out here by the Pantheon. Pantheon showing up to the bot lane. And Ziggs is just doing his wave clear thingy. Spamming Q on the wave. Now he has the tier, so his mana sustain much more comfortable. Still not a lost chapter, of course. Didn't go for a Sapphire Crystal start here. Could have definitely gone for a Sapphire Crystal start. That would have allowed him to have a lost chapter already in the hands. Into a good recall in the bottom lane. Elects not to do it. Will just get the lost chapter here. Does get himself the control ward here as well. I mean, you have to consider that, of course, Ziggs does have a lot of pushing power, but still is threatened by the Kalista, and Kalista still able to dodge skill shots pretty comfortably, so it can be a little bit scary. And this, the way that we're playing it here. Gumayoshi, definitely the safer play, although again, the Sapphire Crystal start seems to be what a lot of Ziggs bot lane players that play it a lot in solo queue tend to go for. As a little optimization, I guess. But of course, Kalista matchup a little bit different. Kalista Pantheon in that you have to be a bit careful with the all-in. Both of those champions, very, very valuable in an all-in. It's here, ooh, the ultimate out of Gumayushi. And yeah, we're gonna pull out the Pantheon. This is a very big cooldown gone, so definitely a favorable situation here for the bot lane. Unfortunately, Ziggs ultimate actually was not necessary there. And now the Ziggs ultimate would be absolutely great. Beautiful flash, beautiful outplay here by the Pantheon so far. Jarvan will barely get away. And gets away by the skin of his teeth. Very, very close. Ryze also just taken down here as he face checks a Pantheon Kalista. The hubris. And yeah, Guma knows we can poke. That's as far as we go. Looking to bully out the Pantheon here a little bit. And is definitely not going to give up the lane priority that he has. This is the one thing that Ziggs has to do. Is you have to get this in. To get the plates. Pantheon bullied out. Kalista so far outplaying the Pyke and Guma. So we will get a plate, but that's about it. Teleport coming up soon. At this rate, Guma probably playing for that one. As here the spear will land. Gumayushi flashing out. No barrier available. He will just go down. As the Pyke takes down the Kalista. It is a reasonable trade here with Gumayushi's teleport coming up soon, but not right once he respawns, which means He's, yeah, it's a question mark whether or not he's even going to use it here, right? Most likely just going to walk. And then use it to respond to plays. As the wave, definitely not in a situation where you need to teleport anyway. So far, we've only gotten one wave, which is definitely not too good. As Ziggs, you for sure want to be able to grab a little bit more resources from the lane than that. And be able to push out a little bit more, get a little bit more priority. Remove that roam ability from the Pantheon. But then again, also don't want to go down to Kalista Pantheon all in, which is super scary, especially if you have something like a puny little Pyke here. That can, you know, at best, at a good day, can CC a little bit. Okay, we're going to just ult the wave here just to remove this dive from the Elise. Of course, a lot of offensive potential here by the Elise. But it's going to provide way less value as we move on into the mid game and late game here. Then Jarvan. Can't really say the same thing, to be honest, for Pyke. I think Pyke's just going to be... I mean, he can share gold, but it's very difficult to set up the kills to share. As Gumayusi is going to take his leave, get himself the Liandry's Torment here, and then teleport back into the bot lane. Now, I think he's going to be looking for more proactive poke here for more damage, as the Liandry's very important part. W misses. So far, he has missed quite a few Ws. Beautiful ultimate by the Kalista. Has to be expected here, as Jarvan will CC. And yeah, Kalista just goes down to the targeted Rise Cage. Gumayusi fighting for his CS. I will be able to pick all of them up. LeBlanc is here to punish, not going for the static shift build. Oh, as we're just finding damage onto the Elise. The Elise will just go down. Not sure what she was planning there, but now... yeah, the dragon just goes over to the team in the red colors here. As we are, again, finding a little bit of poke damage on the off angle onto the Pantheon. Why the hell not? And yeah, we don't have an AD carry, which can be scary. But we do have a very strong antidote. A lot of magical damage here available. Jarvan not really going to do a lot of magic damage. This is why I would have, for example, liked a Pantheon here on Puma's team. Because Pantheon, very, very good at abusing teams that have low armor values. Stays very, very relevant. As Kalista just has to watch her support die. Kalista also has the shield bow first here. Is going to get the Rage Blade soon. Well, with soon, I mean next. Right? No mana available here for the Ziggs. This kill onto Gumayusi just picked up by the Kalista. Long making it work, as Illaoi has to say something about it. The Ela King teleporting from the top lane, descending from the Olymp into the bot lane here to help these mere mortals. Are we gonna fish for an E, or what are we doing? Oh, we're looking for an all-in. Oh, that's just a kill over to the Kalista now, isn't it? Illaoi has to flash here, as the Pantheon did show up as well. We managed to bully out the Elise, but Kalista is laying chase with Pantheon in her back. This is looking very scary for Illaoi. Illaoi looking like she's going to just go down here, and we don't find a counter kill as well. K'Sante will be taken down here eventually. As, yeah, I think the execute window is definitely not going to open up here. Not too terrible. As we are back in the mid lane. Serap's Embrace is coming up as the next item. We already have the Needlessly Large Rod. Definitely not in a bad position here for the fight. And once you have Serap's Embrace, it's going to be much more comfortable playing against this LeBlanc right now. Very scary champion. You can see LeBlanc didn't play it very well. Still managed to find a lot of damage. Is going to have to flash and then W's back into the Ziggs bomb. Managed to pick up the Pike. Because Pike currently just not really it. But still a very good job. So we're finding a little bit of poke damage here as Gumayushi will just watch his jungler die. Things are not looking too good right now. Ali is definitely finding a lot of pressure here. Rice still just started to stack up, right? As this game will go very far. Will take very long. And then at that point, Kalista does scale pretty hard into the late stages of the game. And you don't really have an 80. So that is kind of a scary prospect here. But of course, massive amounts of magic damage coming out of the Rise. Ziggs as well, but in the late stages of the game, Rise definitely taking the cake on that one, as you will be facing quite a bit of magic resist here. Very likely. Though Illaoi, very formidable here. Definitely managing to kind of turn this game around with some good TPs, good ultimates. Looking rather useful right now, especially for an Illaoi. Quite active, playing with the team. Of course, that's easier when you're ahead, then you can kind of deal with the power loss that you get. Gumayushi. Not too happy about having to share CS here. As look at the Kalista. Ooh, Kalista's looking scary as heck. Yeah, Kalista is definitely going to be a bit of an issue here. On to the Illaoi, as Illaoi will give over another kill here to the blue team. That one goes over to the K'Sante. Pretty good. I don't think we're going to complain about that. Very interesting K'Sante build here with the Radiant Virtue. Bit of a weird one. Bit of a weird build, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not sure what I should think about that build. Ziggs ultimate dealing a little bit of damage. But rather irrelevant damage right now. As I mean, we managed to withstand the Kalista pretty well in lane. It's a very scary prospect playing Pantheon Kalista, playing versus Pantheon Kalista with a Pike. There's not a lot of champions that can get out of it as gracefully as the Ziggs did in this one. You know, teleport makes that very possible. Ezreal, definitely an option. But the Ziggs also not a bad one at all. Wasn't really able to take a lot of plates. Wasn't really able to bully out. And that is one of my main gripes here with the Ziggs pick. You're going to find yourself against a lane that you can't really bully out the way you want. And what makes Ziggs so strong is his ability to take towers early, take plates early, and just shove out waves and accelerate very quickly. He wasn't really able to get ahead of the curve when it comes to HP. Right? If he's able to get ahead, then he just starts poking you out of lane, and it just gets worse and worse because he just gets more and more and more money. Wasn't really able to do that. Of course, the threat of Pantheon and Kalista, very, very high. So here we're playing it safe, grouping up with the team. As not the best ultimate here, still finding a little bit of damage. Kalista looking for the all-in onto Gumayushi. Kalista flash, Gumayushi flash. Guma will get himself behind the tower here, but is going to get zoned out by the Pantheon. Pantheon flash as well. We've gotten a lot of flashes today, as we are going to dodge that Pantheon. Q Pantheon just goes down to the Illaoi, just like the Callista. And well, guys, we did it, right? This is the reckless playstyle. We're just absorbing all kinds of pressure, all kinds of fiesta onto us, and then just looking for the team to clean it up, deal with the mistakes. Is the Baron call coming out here? We're just teleporting onto the Baron. Rise does good damage against the Baron. Out of all the consistent damage mages, his is probably the lowest. Cassiopeia and Azir. I think Cassio is the highest at mana cost, but Azir is the best when it comes to being able to sustain the damage without much mana loss, right? The mana loss definitely hurts for something like Cassio, as she's not really able to fight any subsequent fights. So, gotta be a little bit careful with that one. As here we are on the highway to Rod of Ages. Rod of Ages does hit differently on Ziggs. It's a very strong item. And, of course, together with Seraph's Embrace, you will have massive stats. We do want some magic pen here, but right now that is not the #1 priority. As we actually have 2 Shadow Fires here on the enemy team. Of course, the Seraph's Embrace shield. And then we have the Jarvan shield. Yeah, that's fine. Illaoi gets a shield too. As yeah, Gumayushi probably pinging the Rabadons here, saying, please, I need Rabadon's Death Cap acquired now. Ooh, this is gonna be a scary little bomber, huh? Alright, we're gonna see. Yeah, massive damage already. Is Illaoi doing Illaoi things? Okay, I don't know what that ultimate was. But, it is what it is. 1 Baron lost. Illaoi pulling a lot of pressure, as the Ziggs will be able to take down this mid lane tower very quickly. So you gotta be careful. As the blue team here, Pyke, looked a little bit not prepared for that. Just goes down like that. He's way too late. Not entirely sure what happened there. So Pantheon setting up for a flank here. Jarvan Ziggs bullied out, but I think they're going to be fine here. LeBlanc not quite in position to punish, set anything up, but the Pantheon definitely looking to do Pantheon things. At this point, though, massive damage coming out of the Jarvan and the Ziggs. Pantheon very, very squishy at this point. Doesn't have the craziest damage either. Is a support after all, right? Still massive damage for support. Don't get me wrong, but you can't 1v2 this. And he tried to set it up. If LeBlanc is able to follow there for the chase down, and they get a double, and it's a different situation, but not like this. Gumayushi will be taken down here by the Callista on the flank. It's a little bit unfortunate. We'll take down the dragon. Okay, so dragon still goes over. Now we have a very interesting setup when it comes to the dragons. Actually, we have 1 Ocean Soul per team, and then Infernal and Hex Tech. And I mean, Ocean Soul is probably the least exciting one here. Definitely goes in favor of Guma though, and his team. As the Jarvan has been able to come back into the game very well. Gumayushi, as always, bullied out of lane, still able to maintain 10 CS per minute. Even on the mage. Void stuff coming in now for him. As yeah. His Q's will he's just one item ahead of the LeBlanc. Just a casual Rabadon's ahead of the LeBlanc. That is very scary. Why do we have 160 CS LeBlanc? What the hell? I think that should be pretty illegal, to be honest, to have this low CS. Yeah, LeBlanc without static shift can struggle. But this is not acceptable. I think that alone just loses you the game, to be perfectly honest. It's just so bad. So bad to be so far behind. We're giving a lot of money, of course, to the Kalista. Ryze in a very similar situation, though. Everyone's giving their farm to the AD carry. I guess that's what's happening, right? With perma funneling. As the Kesante finding a good amount of damage, but the items not that optimal. And holy moly, dude, what is that damage? Gumayushi rather tanky now with the Seraphs. Still barely not taken down there. LeBlanc not really able to find anything. Oh yeah, this seems to be just a perma group angle. I actually didn't really notice, but look at that damage. Yikes. Yeah, and you can see so far red team's comp just capable to zone out the Kalista and Pantheon before they become a problem. Oh, we're gonna be able to take down the Elise here before she's able to repel. And that pretty much guarantees the Baron here. Gotta be a little bit careful with the Kesante. That guy does still hurt, just... Oh my god, but look at Gumayushi's damage against the Pantheon. Pantheon just kind of caught in the area of effect there. Will just be bursted down for no reason. Gumayushi, though, now will find himself dead to the LeBlanc. Ela King definitely looking and will find, actually, the kill on to the Kai'Sa there. Kalista there. Alright, going all out, pulling Illaoi into the LeBlanc. Kind of suboptimal, Mr. Kesante. Definitely not trolling, though. For sure. Kappa. Yeah, I don't know how the matchup goes, but I would imagine it to be quite the stomp. Illaoi versus Kesante, yeah? Although, I mean, Kesante can bring her away from her ultimate, so... You know what? Never mind. But, I mean, he also loses a good amount of resistances at that point, right? So... It's probably a game of chicken. Who ults first? And then Illaoi just, in the time, wants to poke him out. Okay. So Illaoi definitely very tanky here. Ryze also setting up for Frozen Heart, which is very good against Kalista. Oh, Gumayushi. Oh no, the Q pulls him back into the pit, and that is horrifying. Yeah, that's not what you want to happen to this front-to-back comp. As beautifully so. The blue team will pick up the kill onto Gumayushi there. Very good job by Pantheon. Then very good job by the Kesante Q. Pulling back Gumayushi there. Pulling him back into the pit. Yeah, and the next item is still very far off. So it's not too terrible for Gumayushi to be dead here, to be delayed. Not to be able to pick up money. Of course it's gonna hurt you, but... At this point, you know. You only have one space in your inventory, so, you know. Alright. Mr. Rise with the Frozen Heart. Yeah, definitely a really good pickup here in this game. Slow everyone down. At the Callista. Not too bad, not too bad. Gumayushi just looking for more farm, gobbling it all up. As we have come to know, all those greedy AD carry players. Alright, this is the first time he's kind of even out on CS again. For a long time. With the Callista. Callista definitely in a very good spot here when it comes to money. Is going to have massive damage here. So definitely still scary for the Illaoi. Illaoi will proc the Test of Spirit still. The E misses. Oh, beautiful play here by the Illaoi. She's going aggressively in and she will beat down the Callista. Very, very good job. And yeah, this Illaoi just solo carried the game. Oh, beautiful. Of course, massive damage out of Ziggs. And then absolutely amazing job. Yeah, Pyke. Not really that useful, is he? So LeBlanc will find massive damage here. Rise will take her down. Gumayushi has the teleport available, so he's pinging that. Saying, I can be on the way here. Teleport coming through now. As we're looking to push this one out. Question mark pings coming out. Why the hell? We wasted our W. That was very bad. Able to take down both turrets though. It's an open base now. This Cassante is pretty big. He's able to create quite a bit of space. Gumayushi trying to hit the ultimate. Will be pulled in back again. And this looks like an absolute nightmare. Illaoi isn't able to go forward here and just take down the Callista, which he isn't. This looks like we just lose the game now. Only Rise available. Pyke. Technically also available, but is kind of half a champion. LeBlanc can just blow him up. Pyke will have to play that much more carefully now. Doesn't have the Hex Drinker. Yeah, if Gumayushi doesn't misplay with the W there, that whole situation looks very different. Okay, very good job. LeBlanc's low already. Now we just gotta deal with this AD carry. AD carry dogging down the Rise, but Rise gets back into the base. Now Callista has taken a lot of damage. Now Rise is back full HP. Gumayushi will be there. The ultimate is already coming out. Is Jarvan looking for the Kai'Sa? Callista, goodness me. And, well, we are managing to bully her out of her lane. Out of her base, but... yeah, losses were taken here by both teams, massive amounts. One team still has towers, other one doesn't, so that is important. As both teleports on the Illaoi and on Gumayushi still not up anytime soon. Blue team control board just placed in the base there. Okay. Yeah, Pyke is going to take care of that now. Is this game shaping up to be a little bit of a banger here, huh? The constant back and forth. Very tense. And yeah, we're one good team fight away. Elise definitely not providing massive amounts of value here. I think if Jarvan can hit a good Cataclysm into the Ziggs damage, that's definitely the win condition here. But I think Illaoi will have to be the one who shows up. And I think this is going to be, as weird as it sounds, a situation where Ziggs has to put as much pressure onto the Callista as he can. So that Callista isn't able to go to town on Illaoi. Because Illaoi can deal with pretty much everyone else. But the Callista needs to be zoned out of the fight. Needs to be under pressure. 5 members now in the Rise ultimate just ulting on. Gumayushi left alone there. But this is the GG as we focus down the Nexus. And that is game. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome.